Hello and welcome to the drivingtests.org database class from the Indian Trails Public Library District. So we're going to start with watching a short video on what exactly this database is.
Dad, can you take me to Rachel's? I have to get out of this house.
If only you could pass that driving exam.
Luckily, I found drivingtests.org, a simple and easy to use online resource for driving test practice exams. And it's free.
Didn't you already fail the exam like 4 times already?
Each test is tailored to any state you choose, and the questions are always up to date with the DMV's latest regulations and rules. Plus, drivingtest.org supports all license types, like commercial drivers and motorcycle licenses. Drivingtests.org even has a premium program that guarantees you'll pass your exam after you've completed all of their practice tests. So you'll be on the road before you know it.
Dad,
So to access drivingtests.org, you're going to go to the Indian Trails Public Library District website, which is ITPLD.org, and you're going to go to resources and you're going to find it under the resources tab. And when you go to the website, you're going to see the home page and it looks like this. So you've got a few options at the top. And as the video mentioned, this database has all of the rules and regulations for each state. And since it knows that our library is located in Illinois, it's already been tailored to our state of Illinois. So you don't have to worry about selecting that because it's automatically tailored to us. So what you're going to do, the first thing that you can check out is car tests. So the way that the tests are organized is by level of difficulty. So the first level of difficulty obviously is easy. There's 3 practice tests. And if you look at the bottom, it tells you how many questions there are and then how many mistakes you can make in order to pass. So it's organized really well and gives you a lot of chance to practice. And then if we go to the next level, the next one is hard. So obviously it gets a little bit more difficult. And then it also tells you kind of like the subject matter, so like road signs, for example. Then the final level is hardest. So you've got your first test on fines and limits, and then you have something called a marathon. And that's basically all of the questions that you've done up until that point in all 3 levels, and you're not allowed to make any mistakes. So it's basically kind of like the final test to make sure that you're ready to take your driver's test. So the other thing that they have, which is really neat, is called the exam simulator. So this is exactly like the exam that you would take at the DMV. So it's 35 random questions and you can make 7 mistakes and you'll still pass. So this one is a really good one to take once you're prepared because it's as close to the real thing as possible. The other resource that they have is Handbooks. So if you click on that at the top, you can find all of the handbooks. So there's like the regular driver's handbook, there's the motorcycle handbook, and the CDL handbook. And if you click on one of them, so like I clicked on the regular driver's handbook, the rules of the road, at the top, it'll give you an option to download it as a PDF, which is just regular text, or you can get the audiobook. So if you want to listen to it, you also have that option. And then the other really handy resource is the Illinois DMV Frequently Asked Questions tab. So if you click on that, it'll take you to just like a list of kind of bullet points of information that's relevant to anyone who's trying to get their license. So if you look on the left-hand side, there's a lot of different categories of like information, what to do if you failed the test, how to renew your license, et cetera, et cetera. And so you can find that information there, and that's directly from the DMV website, so it's up to date and accurate. Then finally, we have a few options available in other languages. So something to note is that the options in Spanish and Russian are not as extensive as the options in English. So I think there's a handbook perhaps and maybe one or two tests. But there is a little bit there, so that is helpful. And then the final thing is that there's also an app for this database. So you don't have access to all of the tests unless you were to pay, but there's a limited amount of tests available through the app. So if you did want to do some of it from your phone, you can do quite a few of the easy tests. And then as you go into the different levels, there are fewer tests that are unlocked. So in the hardest level, for example, there's only a 25 question road sign, like mini test that's available without paying. But that is something to keep in mind in case you want to study from your phone. And that is it. If you have any questions about this database or any other library resources, please feel free to